I'm Pearl. I work as a fisheries research consultant at Atlantis. My background is in marine science. I work in a team where I help consolidate the data and write reports about that, and work with my manager to see if there's any potential pathways to investments. I also kind of follow information that's put out by CSIRO, the data coming out from FRDC, and reporting it back to my manager so then they can make the most informed decisions. We as a company understand biological interactions in fisheries. I think that's really important. It's not just about money and financing, and that's very important, but understanding science is integral to understanding how everything else works. Sustainably managing fisheries is very important. Making sure that we're correctly following quota, following the rules of commercial fishing. I think that's really important. I grew up in a small coastal town off the south coast of New South Wales. And just from a very early age, I was very interested in the ocean. I got my diving licence when I was 15, volunteered a bunch at a few NGOs when I was a young kid, and then I just knew from a very early age that I wanted to do marine science. I studied at University of Tasmania. I was interested in exploring Antarctic science as well. I think that was a really interesting space. There's lots of important fisheries in the Southern Ocean and lots of important ecosystems, so I was interested in studying that too. It was a great uni. It was a really good course. And then worked overseas for a few years. I worked in fisheries research in Indonesia and in Fiji, both in similar roles, but it's very different because obviously the jurisdiction and country is completely different. So it's been really cool working in Australia and getting to know our own oceans and how government works really. Fishing really brings people together. It's a very community orientated sector of working in, which I've enjoyed. It is difficult as a young person, I found as a graduate, to get into the industry. I found it's quite competitive. I probably, cold emailed about 10 companies, being hey, do you offer any graduate positions or graduate roles? And, 9 times out of 10, they won't reply, but one day they will, or someone will contact you, and that's where the opportunities kind of come. Don't get discouraged by being rejected. I think that's probably the best advice, because I was rejected a lot of times. And you just have to keep looking for roles that really suit you and your skills.